Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Miles Cunningham. Shout out to Lucario. Shout out to all the supporters. Shout out to everybody on that bad boy membership. Shout out to everybody that checked out the Game Kings documentary. You know, that shit is required viewing for all men. You know what I'm saying? Happy New Year. You know, what date do you stop saying Happy New Year? Maybe after January? I don't know. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is a little bit about money management. You know, like just have a certain mentality, having a certain type of mentality when it comes to money. Because I always give that example of, you know, why a person would go broke after winning the lottery, right? I always use that example in a lot of my arguments. And so I wanted to talk about what you're supposed to do if you actually win the lottery. What you're supposed to do if you actually win the lottery, right? Because the average person, if you know, you ask him, hey man, well, a lot of people love to fantasize. A lot of people love to think about that, like, oh, what would you do if you won the lottery, right? And it's like, oh man, if I won the lottery, you know, I'm buying my mom a house, and I'm gonna buy a car, and I'm gonna get me a mansion, and then that's it. And then after that, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But that's not true, right? Because you're gonna have family members coming at you. You're gonna have different things that you want to buy and all this type of stuff. And what I want to say, you know, is that thinking like the average person is gonna make you go broke. You have to think like, you know, you have to think like a millionaire. You have to think like a rich person. You have to think like a person that understands money. And what a lot of people don't understand about money is that when you have a certain amount of money, there are ways to make the money work for you. Where if you make the right decisions, you pretty much never have to work again, right? If you make the right decisions with the money, you pretty much never have to work again, right? And there is something called, you know, index funds. There's something called mutual funds, where you can invest your money and then make income off the money based on a rate of return or interest on the money. You understand? A lot of people know about, you know, a savings account, right, with the bank. And when you put your money in the bank in the savings account, you make interest on the money. But what a lot of people don't know is that there are other things like called mutual funds. And if you don't know what they are, go look them up. But there are mutual funds where you can, basically what happens is a mutual fund is like a collection of stocks on the, you know, because you have the stock market, and what a mutual fund is basically a collection, like a portfolio, a folder, right? A collection of stocks that people invest in. So for example, the S&P 500, right? You have the S&P 500, you got the NASDAQ, you got the Dow, you got all these different funds, right? You got all these different funds in there. A collection, like I said, a collection of stocks. So for example, the S&P 500 over the last 20 years has given an average rate of return of about 8%, right? And everything that I'm saying, you could go look it up and, you know, research it for yourself, right? But here's the thing. At a rate of return of 8%, if you win the lottery, let's just say you win the lottery, and it's and you're able to take home the lump sum of, let's just say you win the lottery, or you win the contest, or you gamble in Vegas and you win $1 million. After taxes, you win $1 million, right? What a lot of people don't understand is that if you invest in a mutual fund that is tracking the S&P 500, which gives you a rate of 8% return, what a lot of people don't realize is that if you put that money into if you put your $1 million into a mutual fund that tracks the S&P, you can actually make $80,000 a year off that $1 million without ever having to spend $1 of that $1 million. You understand? Because what happens is, at a rate of return of 8%, you actually, over the course of the year, you make a profit of $80,000. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the average person has a job where, you know, they're making anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000. If I'm not mistaken, I think the median salary for the average person in the United States is somewhere around $40,000, right? So at $80,000, let me do the calculations, right? At $80,000 divided by 12, that means you're making over $6,000 a month. Now, most of you are not making, most people listening to this video are not making $6,000 a month. You understand? So what I just explained could set you up in life beautifully for the rest of your life. You understand? Because like I said, the average person, they're gonna win the lottery and they're gonna spend money. If you get a lump sum of money like that, don't spend any of it. Because the more you spend is the less you have to put in the index fund. And the more money you put in it, the max money you put in the index fund means it's the more money that you can make off the rate of return, the APR or the interest off of that money. You understand? So you put the full million into that mutual fund and you make a 8% return on the money, you're coming off every month with around $6,000 or a little bit less than $6,000. You understand what I'm saying? And all you have to do is budget yourself to live off of that money for at $6,000. Now, and then after that, you could be even smarter, where you could budget yourself to live off of $4,000 a month, and every month you put that extra $2,000 back into the investment fund, back into the mutual fund. You understand? So now you have $1 million plus $2,000 every month. So at the end of the year, that's $1 million plus another $12,000. So now you're making interest off $1,012,000. You get what I'm saying? And then you continually increase your dividend every year, every month. You understand? This is what you're supposed to do if you win the lottery. Now, you don't have to win the lottery to benefit off of mutual funds. You know, I'm doing this video to kind of, spread knowledge about this type of setup. You understand? Where you can start investing in mutual funds today. I'm sure you guys heard of the commercial for Acorns and how they round up they round up to the next dollar and then they use the change and invest money for you. You can start something like that, or you can go to a company like Vanguard. You understand? You go to a company like Vanguard and you can begin to invest in mutual funds like Vanguard. All you have to do is literally get on the phone after you make an account, you literally get on the phone and you talk to the operator and you say, I would like to invest in a fund that tracks the S&P 500. Because like I just said, over the last 20 years, the S&P 500 has been given an average rate of return of 8%. You understand? 8% is killer. You understand? I mean, the average savings account is like 0.00 something percent, and this is 8% on your money. You feel me? So you can begin to do this right away. I'll put a link to Vanguard in the description, but there are other companies that do this as well. Or you can get on Robinhood. You can get on Robinhood and start investing in the stock market yourself. In buying and holding stocks over the long period of time gives you a better rate of return than any savings account out there. You understand? So you can literally get on Robinhood and just buy stocks. And the suggested point of action is to buy stocks that invest in companies that and that you use and that have been around for years. You understand? So you could invest in McDonald's, you can invest in Nike, you can invest in Sony. Everybody's trying to buy a Sony PlayStation, and you guys support PlayStation every year. So why not invest in some Sony stock? You understand? Invest in Sony, invest in, think about it. You've been using Johnson & Johnson baby oil and baby powder your whole damn life, and you don't own a share in the company. Buy some Johnson & Johnson stock. You see what I'm saying? You see things going on with the pandemic. They got the vaccines, and Pfizer and this other company called Moderna is making the vaccine. Those companies stocks should be doing pretty well. So you could, if you're interested, you buy, you put some money into those stocks. But the point I'm trying to make is, more often than not, your rate of return will be much better than a savings account. You understand? So you'll be doing better for your money with doing what I said. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that anybody's going to get rich. I'm not guaranteeing that you might not lose money in the stock market. You don't look at this video as anything other than just general information or entertainment about money management. You get what I'm saying? I'm not making any promises, or I'm not guaranteeing any type of returns. Everything that I'm saying is for entertainment purposes only. You understand? Y'all need to know that. But what I'm saying is that as far as probability goes, you're better off, like I said, buying and holding stocks on something like Robinhood or even Webull, which is another app where you can buy stocks, right, in real time, and you invest your money in there, and you'll literally make more. You'll make more interest on your money than if you just left it in a bank account or if you put it under your mattress. You get what I'm saying? But the power that I'm trying to get you to recognize is that if you do win the lottery, or if you do come on to a windfall of money, like say you get an inheritance or something like that, even if you invest $100,000 into that mutual fund at 8%, you're still looking at like $600 a month. Let me see. Let me do the calculations right now. Right? Hold on. So you got $100,000. Let's just say you inherit $100,000 from a dead relative or something, right? So $100,000 times 8%. That's $8,000. That's $8,000 for the year, right? And then you divide that by 12, and that's $666 a month. You understand? Now, the markets are gonna fluctuate depending on what's happening with the economy. So that number will change, year to year, month to month, and all of that. Because like I said, the 8% that I told you about the S&P 500, that's an average. But what you have to consider is that in general, you will be doing better than just putting your money into a savings account. You understand? And even with that said, you don't even have to touch that money. You can let the $8,000 go right back into it. So by the end of the year, you'll have $108,000, and then next year you'll be making more money, because now you're making interest on more money. So the money continues to compound on itself. You get what I'm saying? So these are the things that you need to think about. If you ever win the lottery, come into a windfall, or if you're looking to just invest and make a better, have better money management skills when it comes to saving your money, right? If you're better off, instead of having $8,000 just sitting in a savings account, in the bank account, you're better off having $8,000 invested in Apple stock, Sony stock, Nike stock. You understand? Any one of these stocks you want, you're in general, you're better off. Like I said, markets fluctuate, they go up and down, so there's no guarantee. You understand? But in general, it's better for you to start looking around and seeing what options you have when it comes to your money, whether it be mutual funds, whether it be investing in stocks on something like Robinhood. You understand what I'm saying? You have to begin to understand that your money can do more. Your money can do more than just sitting under under your mattress, or sitting in some whack ass savings account. You get what I'm saying? You have to understand that your money can do more for you, and the more money you have is the more leverage and power you have to make profits from the rate of return, or the interest on that money. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I feel like not everybody is fully aware of what's going on with money these days, and especially if you're a young cat, if you're a young dude coming up and you hear this video, take into consideration what I'm talking about. Because I learned all of this stuff over the years by having, when I was in corporate America, I had the 401ks, and a 401k is basically a mutual fund that your company runs for you, right? So while you work for the company, you take money out your check and put into the 401k. But all it really is a mutual fund. And with a company like Vanguard, you can dictate how your mutual fund goes yourself with Vanguard. You could just talk to the company directly. You You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between a 401k and having your own mutual funds. The 401k is just that the 401k is being run by the company that you work for. You understand? And if you do have a job, invest in the company's 401k. Invest in the company's 401k. Or, or like split your money up, put some money in the 401k and then have your own money in your own mutual fund. But my suggestion to you, period, is to, research mutual funds, research investing on Robinhood, research the stock market. You understand? Most of these companies, because most of these tried and true companies that have been around for years, their stocks are only going to get better in general, because even if it's only by inflation, where the value of the dollar goes down, that means what a dollar was worth last year is going to be worth less 10 years from now. But that means that same value in the stock is going to be worth $1.50 or $2, as opposed to what it was worth 20 years ago, right? So that means that even if you're like I said, if you're young, if you're like a 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, you're coming up right now, you just started, you got a job, maybe you work in a retail job, you work at a supermarket or whatever. If you take $5 a week and put into something like a mutual fund at 8%, by the time you reach 30, 40, you'll be sitting on $500,000 to $1 million, depending on inflation in the markets. You understand what I'm saying? That's the power of what I'm talking about. So really, really consider how you deal with your money. Really consider, like I said, the power of mutual funds, stocks, and other things. It's way better than having your money just sit in a checking account somewhere. You understand? It's way better. So it's your boy Miles Cunningham, and yeah, man. If you guys could put questions in the comments, I'll do my best, because I know some things with money, you're always gonna have questions. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm gonna put a link to my Robinhood, so you can use my link to get on Robinhood, and I'll put a link to Vanguard so you can get on Vanguard. I'm with Vanguard personally, and I also invest on Robinhood. Every once in a while I try to tell y'all about different stocks coming out, different companies, like Uber. A couple of years ago, Uber just came on the market. Airbnb just came on the market the other day. DoorDash just came on the market. And if you think about it, these companies there's a high possibility that these company stocks are just going to rise from here on, because with the pandemic, with more people staying home, with more people getting used to the conveniences of using services like DoorDash, and more people getting used to the conveniences of renting Airbnbs as opposed to hotels, these companies are going to get, stronger and stronger. So if you invest now, you can ride the wave and so on and so forth. Again, but none of what I'm saying is a guarantee. You understand? So, be responsible with your own money. You understand? But more often than not, you're better off investing in something than just having it sit in a checking or savings account. All right. So this is your boy Miles Cunningham. Happy New Year. Hope everybody's having a great day, and the truth is inside you. Peace.
Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.